There's no particular reason why Beethoven this year. I just felt that it would be nice, would be interesting, exciting at this stage between me and the Philharmonia to play Beethoven. And for me, it's the second full Beethoven cycle ever. I did one in Los Angeles, which was roughly the same kind of concept. All symphonies, all piano concertos, interlaced with contemporary pieces. Beethoven symphonies are the works against which everything else relates. Our contemporary ideas of form or texture or dramaturgy or the psychology of form would be different or non-existent without the work that Beethoven did. It really is about the form and the way the form has a dialogue with the listener, and how the form in itself is the narrative. And sometimes he satisfies your expectations, and sometimes he very skillfully guides you to a totally different place, and then you are in that different place without noticing how you got there. And that's the true mastery of his composing. And sometimes he kind of paints himself into a corner. I conducted the 7th Symphony a few days ago, and there's this one bit in the finale where this precisely happens, that he kind of locks himself into a pattern that just keeps repeating and gets louder, and it starts to get really annoying, and you think, okay, how is he going to get out of this? How can anyone get out of this? It's like a cage. And then finally he gets out of it, but in a totally different way from what you expect he would. And I'm referring to the sort of recap moment in the finale where he gets stuck into this and this stupid thing goes on forever, and then you think, okay, no, that's it. He's stuck. And then what does he do? Instead of creating some even louder bang, he lets this thing kind of morendo away, and then the recap is. So he actually goes completely contrary to what you think he would do. And of course we know what he's going to do now, because we heard these pieces for hundreds of times. But still, I'm delighted, astonished and touched every time I experience this. We are in a very interesting junction in Beethoven performance tradition, in a way, because we have come through the sort of heavy German romantic way of playing this music. Then we witnessed the Lutheran Reformation thing with all the early music specialists. Personally, I'm not so interested in ideology either. I'm not so interested in the idea of something being right and something being wrong. I think I'm in a slightly different business. I see myself as trying to provide experiences as interesting, as exciting, as profound, as moving, as annoying, as challenging, as satisfying an experience as I possibly can. And therefore, While my approach is very respectful, nevertheless, I don't see much point in trying to recreate a performance from several hundred years ago. My audience has heard Brahms and Strauss and Stravinsky and Birtwistle and Stockhausen, and they have heard Madonna and Lady Gaga and God knows what. So our minds are different, and our expectations are different, and we really relate to music differently because of this. We performers are servants of the composer, and the moment we do something that draws attention to ourselves rather than to the music itself, something is wrong. I think the beauty of this kind of music that we unfortunately have to call classical music because there's no better word for it, the beauty is that not only does it tolerate and survive different points of view and different kind of cultural approaches and different kind of aesthetic approaches and so on and so forth, but it also requires that in order to stay alive, this great tradition needs constant rethinking, constant renewing and constant developing, constant research. And while it is one of the most prestigious things for an orchestra and a conductor to do, it's also a very inspiring thing, because you know that you're kind of part of this amazing tapestry fabric that we call history.